Hello, I'm Genaro Lozano. I'm Mexico's ambassador to Malta. And I want to invite you to come to the Sigma North American conference that will be held in Mexico City from September 1st to September 3rd. You're more than welcome to visit my city to participate at this important conference and see you in Mexico City.
How is Mexico strengthening its position as a destination for international business and investment?
First of all, thank you for this opportunity. I'd like to say hello to all the people from Malta and the Sigma conference. We're very happy to host the next Sigma Summit in Mexico City, the first time that the country will hold this important conference, which represents for us a unique opportunity to show the strength of Mexico's economy, the way in which Mexico has been putting forward a strategy to bring together partnerships, trade, and investment in the most dynamic, I would say, economy in Latin America. Mexico is a global destination for investment. President Sheinbaum has recently, as recent as this week, talked about how Mexico has been one of the top 10 countries to receive foreign investment. Mexico is a global partner, a trustable partner, a country that believes in multilateralism and free trade. We have a net of over 52 countries with which we have over 14 free trade agreements with access to over 1.4 billion consumers. Mexico is definitely one of the most, I would say, welcoming economies in the world and one of the most open economies in the world.
How do international events and conferences contribute to Mexico's economic growth and business ecosystem?
Well, having the opportunity of hosting a conference like Sigma always brings attention to a country. The fact that over 5,000 people from Malta and from Europe and from all the world will be talking, looking for partnerships and opportunities in Mexico for 3 days in September will, of course, bring a big opportunity to meet investors, to meet digital innovators, to meet people who are doing research on artificial intelligence in a very dynamic city. Mexico City is a hub for innovation. The fact that Mexico City's mayor will be participating, Clara Brugada will be participating at this conference. It represents the importance that Mexico City gives to hosting this kind of events. Mexico, as in general, has had a tradition of hosting international conferences, from United Nations conference like the COP16, which is the most important environmental meeting that the world has, to the G20, to the FIFA World Cup. Right now, Mexico has a big tradition of hosting important international events, and Sigma will be among one of them in the next September. So we're very happy. These conferences give the opportunity to show the dynamism of Mexico's economy, the welcoming heart of Mexican people, and of course the beauty of a country that it's always asking for more people to visit, welcoming more people, and of course looking for more opportunities.
Why is Mexico considered a strategic gateway connecting North and South America for international business?
Well, Mexico has a geographic strategic position. We are the only Latin American country to be in North America. We have been integrated to the North American market ever since 1994. We are a region, one of the most integrated economic regions in the whole world. Mexico, Canada, and the US have had a very productive economic relationship since the former North American Free Trade Agreement, now the USMCA agreement, US-Mexico-Canada agreement. We hold one of the biggest markets in the world, but also Mexico has link to Latin America and to Europe. Mexico, of course, is the northern part of Latin America. It's a country that is also integrated to many of the South American and Central American economies through FTAs, free trade agreements. We also have, we were the first country in the world, non-European partner, let's say, to have a free trade agreement with the European Union. An agreement that dates from 1999. and that has recently been modernized, the Global Accord, with a great ceremony that was held in Mexico City a few months ago with the most important European authorities. Ursula von der Leyen and Antonio Costas were in Mexico City to sign the new Global Accord with President Sheinbaum. And so Mexico is a country that looks always north, but also to the south and also to Asia. We're part of the Asian Pacific Economic Cooperation. And so we're, I would say, a very nationalistic country with a very intense international view.
How are innovation, technology, and digital transformation shaping Mexico's future as a business hub?
President Sheinbaum has always made clear that Mexico has to be among the most innovative countries in the world. Within her administration, there is recently there has been the creation of a new agency for digital innovation, held by Pepe Merino, who's a public servant who has been leading this transformation of digitalization in Mexico. So Mexico has had and has been recognized as one of the most innovative countries in the world for these aspects. But Mexico is also investing a lot in the younger generations. It's the first country within the Organization for Economic and Cooperation of Development, the OECD, with the most STEM graduates, with the most the biggest number of students who are graduating from technological careers. Mexico believes that humanities, of course, are really important, but the future looks at technology, the future looks at digital innovation, and Mexico, having a president who herself is a scientist, is looking ahead, is looking to the future with hope, with innovation, and we will be among the top 10 countries in this aspect.
Why is it important to strengthen international partnerships through global business events and industry conferences?
Well, conferences like Sigma provide a unique opportunity for business people, for innovators, for academic sectors, for politicians, to get together in a unique way, to have one-to-one conversations, to learn about each other's capabilities, to learn about each other's initiatives. And I think that the Sigma conference that we will have in Mexico City will provide this precisely. The fact that over 5,000 people are going to be participating at this conference with with a sector, an important sector of Mexican business people, of media people, I think that will offer the possibility of having B2B encounters, the possibility of exchanging the best practices, and the possibility to engage in partnerships for the next years that I'm sure that will make Mexico not only the best Sigma conference ever, but I'm pretty sure that Sigma will come back to Mexico, maybe to another city, to Monterrey, which is also a very dynamic hub in northern Mexico, or to Guadalajara, which, by the way, this year will be the host of the book fair, the most important book fair in the Spanish world. But I'm pretty sure that Sigma will value Mexico City and will value Mexico as a very dynamic and welcoming destination.
Rome was the largest Sigma edition to date. How do you see its impact, and what do you think it meant for the event globally, especially with another edition coming up this November?
Well, I'm really happy that Sigma has chosen Mexico City rather than any other destination in North America. I'm sure that the experience that Sigma had in Rome will only be better in Mexico City because, of course, the conference that Sigma has had in Dubai, in Cape Town, and Rome previously give you an opportunity to just make things better. And I think that Mexico City will learn from Sigma, will be able to bring all the ideas that the fintech world, that the artificial intelligence and fintech are talking about in the world, and that Mexico City will only benefit from having this delegation of hosting this conference, of creating jobs for this conference as well, of course, because anytime that such a big delegation comes to any city in the world, tourism flourishes, the economy, local economy flourishes, and of course the eyes of the world look at that city whenever there is a big conference like this, like Sigma that we'll have in September.
How do you see the impact of bringing an event like Sigma to Mexico, and what it represents for Mexico on an international level?
Well, as I said, having big conferences or big events like the World Cup, the FIFA World Cup, or the G20 Summit or Sigma only makes people be more curious about Mexico. Whenever there is a big event, of course, all the media and all the politicians and all the sectors are talking about the hosting cities. And I think that the fact that Sigma chose Mexico City this year represents only, or tells you a story of what's happening in Mexico. We're living a moment of the big transformation with the first female president in our history, in over 200 years of history. We're also hosting an event in a city that is also governed by a woman, that it's the second woman to rule Mexico City, that we are a country where prosperity, where opportunities are met, that we're a country that has a very young population with a median age of 30 years old, so with an excellent gastronomy that it's UNESCO patrimony, with over 36 UNESCO sites that will make the people from Sigma wanting to stay longer. I'm pretty sure that the participants at Sigma will be, of course, attending very productive meetings and going to great places for dinner, Michelin restaurants or very street food that will delight all the participants. And I'm really sure that they will only want to stay longer in Mexico, to explore the city, to go to the pyramids that are close to Mexico City, to discover the city center, or to travel outside of Mexico City and see the wonders that Mexico has. This conference, as I said, are a big opportunity, are like a great window to show the strength of Mexico, the welcoming heart of Mexican people, and of course, as I said, our great gastronomy, eating tacos. I recommend to the people that go there, of course, and try the local delicacies.